See, that's what happens when you don't turn your microphone on. When you're like me and are new at this, haven't been doing podcasting or broadcasting for the past 20 years, you don't know how to do this stuff. Thank you for letting me know. Literally, I uncovered my mixer and just didn't turn it on. So hopefully you can hear me now, because I've been spitting wisdom so far. So many smart things I've said so far. Thank you, too, for being on YouTube, because that helps me a lot more than Twitch does. Despite the fact I was sick, we still went 3-0. There's supposed to be at least one, possibly two tough ones this week. So let's light it up here and see what we can do. We had an 8-game hit streak overall, so I'll take that. All right, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go, catchers. All right, we got Jim Sundberg and Victor Borgman. I don't know who this is. That was a Victor Borge joke, which I barely know who Victor Borge is. I'm not that old, but I just remember that on PBS. He was funny, though. Like, I'm not going to take Victor Borge as good comedy. All right. So let's see here. Jim Sundberg, to me, is a Cub. But since both of these catchers are batting in the number 9 hole, that means this is an American League game. Certainly not interleague game, because Jim Sundberg didn't play at that point. So this is going to be an American League game. And we certainly know it's not a World Series game, because that would have meant the Cubs would have been in the World Series. That just didn't happen in the 70s, early 80s. I believe he was on the Rangers as well. Early 80s. Let's see here. Because I don't know who Borgman is, I'm going to go with the Rangers here to start off. Well, we got one of the teams. All right. Borgman, I do not know who that is. Let's go with the DH since we've got it. All right, we got Killer. So, and we got the human rain delay, Mike Hargrove. All right. I will briefly tell my Killer story just because I love it. When I was interning at sports radio, what was it? I don't even remember what station it was in Salt Lake. Harmon Killebrew was in town. I have no idea. This is like 1995, 96. And he was going to come in studio, which I was very excited about. I was the baseball guy, so I got all the baseball interviews. And I got to interview him. And I remember I shook his hand, and his hand was freaking, here's my hand. This is his hand. It's like that big. It was huge. But I think he's from Idaho. His daughter, I think, was going to the University of Idaho, which is right by Washington State, like 8 miles away. So we got along well, talking about that stuff, and then I knew about his career. Just nice guy. I was so excited about that. That was so awesome. I'm going to tell that story every time because Harmon Killebrew. All right, let's go with the Twins. I think that's the only team he played for. We'll find out here soon. There we go. Killer with the double. October 1st, 1974, Pete Mackinnon saves official scorer's dilemma by Stu Thornley. We're going to have to read about that. 6-0 game. 1974. Okay, now, October 1st, this is not a playoff game, but it's the end of the season. They might be trying to get through this game quick. I'm going to say this is a tough one. I am going to guess that because there's only 2 hits for the Rangers, this was going to be a no-hitter or a perfect game. And the scorer gave some close play, gave him a hit, even though it's at Minnesota. And then Pete Mackinnon maybe got a hit late, made it all moot. That's my guess. But because this was a almost no hitter and late in the season in 74, this was an hour and 51 minutes. Oh, close. 2 hours in front of a raucous crowd of 2,274. Tickets, good tickets still available. All right, let's see here. We needed the Twinkies here. Just let's look at some names. We got Tom Grieve. We got why do I call him Mark Hargrove? Mike Hargrove, Toby Hara, Mike Cubbage, Sundberg, of course. All right. And then down here for the Twins, Carew, we probably would have picked second. We got Killer, which gave it away. Those are the only two names that work for me. Let's just see here. How many hits did we have here? No hits. We're in the fifth. Perfect game. Through 7, perfect game. Top of the 8, he walks Tom Grieve. So there goes your perfect game. Killer played a handful of games with KC. Oh, so I know Oberman writes a bunch of stuff about it. I'm kind of iffy on Oberman on other things, but I've always liked him. The Royals. Okay. So he walks him here. Then we go to the top of the 9th. And we've got a triple. Where's the other hit? Did I miss a hit? Ground out, strikeout, ground out, fly out. Oh, top of the wow, there it is. Top of the first. Toby Hara with the single. I'm guessing that was a close call. And then the whole game it goes until 2 outs in the 9th. Somewhere Dave Stieb is like, I know. I got you. Okay. I want to read that. I'm guessing that's what happened. I will read that. But there we go. 1 for 1 today. Let's go for next game. Thank you again. I love this. Really love that. That's so cool. All right. I'm nervous because I think we're probably getting close to this streak breaker. All right, let's go catchers. All right, we got Blair and Barry. Blair and Barry. Neither of these are ringing a bell. Damon Barry Hill. Close. Yeah, can't think of a baseball player named Blair or Barry. Let's see. So we've had the Twins this week. We've had the Cardinals. We've had the Phillies and the Red Sox. I don't know how I'm remembering that, but I am. So I'm going to wipe those 4 out. I'm just going to go Detroit for some reason. I'm throwing it out there. All right. Sound like a couple 80s teen movie. I know. Well, see, Blair, for me, the first thing I thought of was Blair. I don't remember what her last name was on The Facts of Life. Lisa Winchell, I think was the actress's name. Might have had a crush on her. I was more of a Joe guy. No, Joe, totally my type. Dark hair, tomboy. Is still kind of my type. Don't tell my wife because that does not describe my life. All right, pitcher. All right. I'm going to assume that this is Whitey Ford until I know better. Netzer. I hardly knew her. Um, Netzer. I don't know. All right, though, we're going to do the Andrew Harner method here, though. Whitey Ford is a Yankee, so I'm going to go with the Yankees. Nope. Nope. All right. So if that's not the Yankees, all right, Team Joe. Although I will say this. Okay, so join me on my Facts of Life podcast. Joe, yes. But then when it comes to Saved by the Bell, when they brought in, what's her name, for the last season of the original class, and they had Tori was her name. It was essentially Joe. Tough girl, motorcycle jacket. Didn't like her. Nope. Elizabeth Berkley guy right here. And this is the one Andrew missed. Well, that's never a good sign. Let's see. Let's go. See, so if this isn't the Yankees, I can avoid like right field. Unless I can avoid looking for Mantle or anybody like that because this is not the Yankees. Could this be an all-star team? Could this be some minor league game? All right, let's do our usual suspects here. Loudon Savage. Now that sounds like a wrestling tag team name. They're Loud and Savage. Or like a early 2000s like band, Loud and Savage. Savage Garden. That they open for Savage Garden. Loudon and is this no? I don't know if Whitey Ford played anywhere else. I tend to believe he didn't. So this might be like a minor league game. Maybe. There's not a lot of minor league teams listed here, though, that are not like a very small window. I don't believe that this is a Negro League game. I'm focused on this as being Whitey Ford, and it probably isn't. It's not a Federal League game as far as I know. I'm just looking through all the team names here to see if there is something that might help me. It's not going to be the Dizzy Dean. That's too early. If that is Whitey Ford. I mean, I might throw an all-star. I just don't know of any all-stars named Loudon or Savage, Barry. I mean, that might not be Whitey Ford, and that's the whole problem here. What are you doing, sweetie? I got the other shepherd here. Usually the big shepherd. This is the little shepherd is now here today. I don't know. I need another name because I'm thinking that might not be Whitey Ford. So I'm going to throw... I'm just going to throw the Giants out there. I have no clue, so I'm just going to throw the Giants out there. All right. Let's go. Look, we're going to stay at the middle here. Do we go outfield first or infield? I mean, I guess it doesn't matter if we're going to do both of them. All right. Hanford Oaks. That sounds like a nuclear reactor site. Maybe because of Hanford. That's close to the site in Washington. But Hanford Oaks Country Club is what that one is. I've never seen these names. Hanford Oaks Savage. What if it's this Northeastern University? Who is there another college in here? Or is this like when the Red Sox play like BC before the day before spring training games start every year? I don't see any other colleges. Oh, there's Boston University. I mean, clearly there is a BU versus Northwestern game. Northeastern game. I don't know where Whitey Ford went to school. Screw it. We're going to do it. I got no clue. No, that's not it. All right, here we go. Hold on to your butts. We're going to second base. Downey Lewis. Downey and Lewis. So, Andrew, when you missed this and you found the answer out, were you like, oh, I should have gotten that? Or were you like, oh, I would have never gotten it? I need to foul one off here is what I need to do. Although I am honest, I don't think it's going to help. Downey, Lewis. I got no idea. I hope this isn't another Texas League game because I got that last time, but just because I was using some logic that does not apply here. Never would have known. You had the correct. Downey Lewis was Barry's best. Was Barry's best friend. Finally convinced him that we're gonna write a whole pilot episode of 80s sitcom names here. Downey Loudon kind of seems like somebody that would have been guest starring on LA Law. Tonight, Downey Loudon guest stars on a special episode of LA Law, where the Savage Oaks Country Club is being bought out by billionaire Blair Ford. Can course pro Barry Netzer win the tournament to save the country club? It writes itself. Downey, well, I'm just going to have to guess wildly, obviously. I was going to say, could it be a Pilots game? But I know some Pilots names. Well, true. I guess I don't know a lot of Pilots names. In 69, that would have been, if that's Whitey Ford, I think that's too late. We're gonna have to take a guess here, obviously. I'm gonna stick in the big leagues though, and I'm gonna go I'm just going to go Braves. None other than it's a lot of years. Bisons versus the Rebels. October. Well, it was obviously not Whitey Ford. October 9th, 1914. Buffalo's Russ Ford throws 16 inning shutout. Wow, to beat Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Rebels and the Buffalo Bison. Brian Frank, 1-0, 15. Okay, this is October 9th. I don't think it matters if this was a playoff game or not, but this went 16 innings. Probably was still wrapped up under 4 hours. Probably like 3 hours and 31 minutes. And it was cold. 2 hours and 20 minutes to play a 16-inning game. Man, I bet they weren't even like throwing the ball around in between innings. They probably 3 outs. They're in the dugout. Here comes the other team. Batter up. Let's go. I guess this was a regular season game still. I don't know. Rescheduled from, yeah, it's a regular season game. I'm not sure either of these teams made the playoffs, so I cannot imagine knowing who Russ Ford was. Oh, Hal Chase. Okay, I know that name. Well, you can imagine, though, that Andrew knows who Russ Ford is. And I know that name, but you have to tell it to me. Let's see. Yeah, we got Hal Chase there. Wasn't he a Yankee at some point? Yep, there we go. Yankees. Fred Smith, Walter Blair, Tom Downey, William Loudon. For some reason, that name is familiar, but obviously, I don't think. Baldy. I see hair. How is he nicknamed Baldy? Maybe he looked like a bald eagle? I don't know. And the Rebs. The Rebels have a guy named Rebel on the team, so that's kind of not fair. I don't know any of these guys. Claude Berry, Russ Ford, brother of Gene Ford, a Canadian. Ooh, there's got to remember him for born outside of U.S. on the grid. Wow, look. Wow. 1910, 26-6 with a 1.65 ERA, a WAR of 11.4, 300 innings, only 194 hits allowed, 55 earned runs, only gave up 4 long balls, 70 walks, 200 strikeouts. Wow, just under 6 hits per inning. Basically gave up a home run every 10 games. Wow. That is incredible. 32 decisions in 33 games started. Wow. That is nuts. Russ Ford, way to go, buddy. Well, yeah, we would have never gotten that one. Now we know. The Buffalo Buffids. All right, streak broken. Let's see if we can start it back up. That was a tough one. All right, let's do it. All right, we got Roy Campanella and Burris. I know. Well, I mean, this one could be hard too because this could be a Negro League game. But we're gonna go with the Dodgers just in case it isn't. Right off the bat. Okay, it's not a Negro League game. We got one of the teams. All right. Hopefully that means this is a National League game. Gives us a time frame. Let's go pitchers. We've got Derek Jester. That's not Jester Black, Sirius Black's less serious brother. Little Harry Potter joke. Fuck J.K. Rowling. Jester, the old Jester Burris battery. All right. Well, just because like half of any famous Dodger game, the opponent's going to be the Giants, we'll try the Giants. Nope. All right. Let's go up the middle. Let's go short. Okay, we got it. It's the Dodgers. We need more names over here. Logan. Is there any team called the Wolverines? That's close to the extent of my Marvel knowledge. There are quite a few Fed games in Saber. I do consider them oh, absolutely. I've gotten a couple of them right. I've gotten a couple of the Federal League games correct. One because or no, I guess the American Association I've gotten correct for sure. But no, I think Federal League games are fair game. I mean, it's your game. You make up the rules. I think it's legit. Let's see. Logan. I'm going to say it's not the Expos. But I mean, this Campanella, it gives us a time frame here. Could be the Bucks. It could be the Phils. And until I know it's not until I know it's like a World Series game, I'm gonna stick with the National League. So, Cincinnati. We rarely choose Cincinnati, and we choose the Bucks a bit. Let's go Cincinnati. Nope. All right, let's go to the center field then. Okay, my God, we got Pee Wee, we got Duke, we got Roy. It's like, we get it. I need a name over here, I know. Jethro Tull. Jethro from the Beverly Hillbillies. Jethro. I have no idea. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go with Pittsburgh just because I chose them and then went elsewhere, and it'll probably end up being them. And if I don't choose them, then I'm mad. It's not them. All right, last guess. Should we go with a wild card? Should we go with a corner position, or should we go with second base? I feel like nothing of our regular has helped us out here, our regular spots. We're going to just for fun. Logan is on the wall of honor for a team he never played for. A team he never played for. So let me think about that. What kind of clue is that? So I think at the Nationals, they have statues of guys that didn't even play for the Expos. Like they played for the Senators, who aren't even related. Could that be a situation like this? Obviously the Senators are in the American League, though. don't know. Well, we gotta choose a position first. Let's just do something wild. I don't think I've ever chosen a left fielder in this game. Ever. So let's try it. Gordon. So I don't think it's D. Gordon. I don't think it's Tom Gordon. The only other Gordon that comes to mind is Joe Gordon, I think. Second baseman, Hall of Famer for the Yankees. Class of 2009. I don't know that he ever played the outfield, though. And if he did, is this is this like a World Series game? A New York World Series game? I just don't know if he ever played the outfield. I think he played for other teams than the Yankees at the end of his career. But I don't know who. I really don't know. And I don't think that's Joe Gordon, if I'm being honest. So, I'm just going to go with another National League team here. I don't know which one yet, but I'm going to stay away from Atlanta. I don't think it's Atlanta. I mean, I don't know. It could be like Boston Braves. And be a no, I think that's because that's too early for Campanella. All right, I do have to remember I have a time frame here. Let's go with maybe we got to just do the Cubbies. I think we're going to do the Cubbies. It's Cubbies or the Phils is who I'm going to go with. Not the Browns. Cardinals. Phillies, Browns, Cardinals. Wall of Honor. Trying to think, you said Wall of Honor as opposed to like Hall of Fame or Ring of Honor. Wall of Honor. Like the Tigers have a Wall of Honor in right field. Is this a World Series game? Do the Phillies have a wall, or am I focusing on wall and that's not really what I should be focusing on? All right, let's just go Phils. Let's go Phils. Hold on to your butt. We could have a 2-game losing streak here. This is unprecedented. We got a 2-game losing streak here. This is unprecedented. The Boston Braves. I said it? I think I might have. No, I didn't highlight them, but I said the Braves, the Boston Braves, and then I even could have chosen Atlanta. No, okay, no, you're right. It's fine. The thing is, in Atlanta, when I worked for Atlanta, I was the first couple of years they had an actual person down in the camera well with me and the TBS guy who would hold the radar gun that TBS used, and it went up to the in-house. You could see how fast each pitch was. And the two people that ran that, the Milwaukee has one too. I'm sure they do. They would, the two people that ran the Braves Hall of Fame and Museum that was in Turner Field, they would switch off and be down there with me. I became good friends with them. And normally I would be there, 3 hours before the game. And so sometimes I would get bored of BP and I would go hang out in the museum with them. And this is where I would hang out in the back with them, where they had stuff that wasn't on display. That's like where I got to hold Terry Pendleton's Silver Slugger bat and his MVP award and all that kind of stuff. And I was trying to think of the players that I saw in that museum, which is why I came up with Boston, thinking Boston, Milwaukee, Atlanta. But oh, darn it. So close. I had it. All right. September 25th, 1952, Eddie Matthews becomes first National League rookie to hit 3 home runs in a game by Bill Perch. Perch? By the way, I didn't see it, but I guess Shea Langoliers had another 3-homer game. First catcher to have 2 3-homer games. Wish I was still an A's fan. Well, no, I guess yes, I wish I was still an A's fan, but fuck John Fisher. Let's see. September 52, 11-3. This was 2 hours and 41 minutes. Or 2. My God, these games are ridiculously quick. And nobody's going to these games. I mean, look at the Dodgers. They're clearly going to be in the playoffs, I would assume. Maybe I shouldn't assume that. And there's nobody going to the games. Come on, fans. Let's see. That would have given it away, right? Sid Gordon. Yeah, that's the only name that would have helped me there, is Eddie Matthews. I mean, the Dodgers. This was easy. We got that one right away. I mean, okay, Billy Cox wouldn't have helped me. Andy Pafko, I know that name. It wouldn't have helped me, though. And Sandy didn't help me, or Joe Black. But we got Gil Hodges, we got Campy, we got Jackie, we got Duke, we got Pee Wee. Those are all gimmies. All right. Well, that sucks to end on a bad note, too, until Friday. Because, darn it, 2-game losing streak. I think we were trying to go 100 and less than 20 losses. We're going to have to step up our game. All right. Still fun. That's fun to think about these guys. 4-2. We also have to win one more to be at least 500. Over 500 this week. But we will continue starting 9 on Wednesday. Or Friday. I don't know what day of the week it is. All right, that one wears me out. I'm going to be honest. That does wear me out. All right, well, speaking of the Athletics, let's do a daily walk-off. We've got most appearances 5 through 20. Played with blow. Okay. Bats left, throws right. Mainly played first base. All right, well, bats left, throws right. We know that's not Ricky because Ricky bats right, throws left. Ricky clearly has the most appearances, I'm guessing, of this group. So I'm going to say he played with blow, and I'm pretty sure he played with blow. BMO was a first baseman. Oli was a first baseman. Ryan Noda was a first baseman, so we'll put them there. Bats left, throws right. That's not Carney. And Blowers was a third baseman, so I'm not sure if they overlapped. So I'm going to switch them out. Matty Stairs was a left-hander. I don't think he had that many at-bats. So we'll move him over here. List of 30 players in the plate. Let's see. Danny Murphy. Okay, so Danny Murphy debuted in 1900. Gonna take a guess here because I don't know who he is. Gonna guess though that he didn't play with Mike Blowers. Just I'm making a guess here. But he could have bat left throw, right? I'm gonna throw him over here because a pitcher could have played with Blow. Steiny and Carney both were right-handed hitters. And they probably are in this category. I think we send this and see what we get. Billy Taylor, this would have been around the time that Blow would have been on the team, and Aaron Small would fit in there. I think we got it. Let's send it and see what we get. Oh, whoa, okay. So Yonder is going to be the guy because these two didn't play first. Batted left, throws right. So Ole is a lefty-lefty. I just don't know about these. I don't remember these two. I think BMO was a righty. Let's go with Noda. Nope. There we go. All right. Well, we got it with no outs. We'll take it. Yeah, let's see played with Ricky category. That, and then it's just the whole, anybody could fit in that one. That would be a good one. All right. Let's do a grid. I haven't done a grid for a while because I usually don't play off stream here. We have got Dodgers, Red Sox, Hall of Fame. We've got the Metropolitans, the Cardinals, and a 30-plus home run season. All right, well, we've got a whole row of Ricky Henderson squares here. I'm trying to think of which one would be the lowest. I mean, here, number one square is probably going to be, would it be Nolan Ryan or would it be Willie Mays? Billy Wagner? Or no, am I getting Billy Wagner and John Franco mixed up? For the Mets and Boston, honestly, I would probably put Calvin Schiraldi here to get a low score. And then here I'd put Darryl Strawberry. Or Eddie Murray. Put Eddie Murray. Oh, we could put Eddie Murray here. Let's put Eddie Murray here. I think that'll get a low score. Yeah, let's put Eddie Murray here. 2%. Not bad. So we've got a Ricky square. I think people remember Ricky with the Dodgers more than the Red Sox just because this was his final team, the Dodgers. And he was with the Red Sox just for a bit. So let's put Ricky there. 3%. All right. And then here we put Straw. Put Piazza. Oh, Piazza is going to be the number one here, is my guess. I mean, we could put Straw there. Maybe we want to think about that one just a little bit more because we can come up with a good name there. All right, let's do some of these other ones. 30 plus and Hall of Fame. I'm going to guess like Mickey Mantle or Babe Ruth are going to be the number ones here. I mean, we could put Rhino here. We could do like Tomei or Scott Rowland, Fred McGriff, Harold Baines. I think Baines hit 30 one year. Not sure. I'm sure he did. For a low score, though, if we put like, I don't know, did Paul Wainer hit 30 home runs? Guessing. What if we put like Willie McCovey here? Let's do stretch. That's a lot lower than I thought Willie McCovey was going to be. We'll take it. All right, 30-plus home run season for the Red Sox. I'm going to guess Ted Williams is probably number one here. I'm thinking we go with Mo Vaughn, though. Nomar probably get a pretty good score. Jim Rice probably goes there. Oh, that would be kind of symmetry here, putting Jim Rice in the same column as Ricky. He had to have. That MVP year, he had great numbers. We're going Jim Rice. That's very high. I just want to see though his MVP year, 1978, 46. Look at that. He led the league in just about everything. Triples even. Didn't lead the league in strikeouts or walks or average, but he hit 315. 600 slugging. 157 OP. My God. What was the balloting like this year? 90% of the first place votes went to Rice. Gator came in second with wow, look at that. For a pitcher, 9.6. 25-3. Jeez. Wow. Okay. That's higher than I would have liked. 30-plus home run season for the Dodgers. What's a name here we could put that's not going to kill us? I don't think Kirk Gibson hit that many when he was with the Dodgers. We've already used... I don't think Eddie Murray hit that many as well. We're going to think about that one. St. Louis. This is going to be the hardest one for me. Hall of Fame. Ozzie and Stan Musial probably going to be number one there. Hall of Famers, St. Louis. That's St. Louis Hall of Famers. This is St. Louis is not a strong point for me. I really wonder if Pujols is going to be here, number one. We're not going to use him there. St. Louis. I'm trying to think of a St. Louis Hall of Famer that we can use that was not going to kill us. We've already got an 11%er here. Trying to think of pitchers. Always a weak point for me. Lou Brock, I guess we could put that. I think we've got to put Lou Brock anyway, and I'm struggling, so we're going to put Lou Brock. 6%. That's about what I would expect there. Let's see, St. Louis and Boston. Was Jake Peavy on the Cardinals? I don't know. when these two teams played each other in the World Series, the Fever Pitch World Series, old school Hall of Famers for St. Louis. Oh, yeah. You know what? We should have probably gone with Bob Gibson. Although, I guarantee you Bob Gibson's higher than Lou Brock. Probably. I have a hard time with saying, I mean, I've made this claim before. I am an American League guy. I've always been an American League guy. So yeah, these teams, like, especially, you know, when it was Cy Young, yeah. I'm wondering, well, yeah, just because Cy Young, people think of Cy Young in Boston. That's all they think of, right? They don't think of the Cleveland Spiders. When I was really like just 24/7 into baseball, it was when I didn't even have ESPN, like in high school. It was the game of the week. That was it. So I only paid attention to the American League. Let's think of some guys on St. Louis that we don't normally think of. Rafael Furcal. We got Vince Coleman, Willie McGee. Sneaky for the Braves. Yeah. Those all just Boston, right? Well, obviously Boston Braves with Cy Young. Miguel Tejada. Stop. It's okay. We'll go play in a minute. The pushiest dog I've ever had in my life. His internal clock is down to the second. Why no? Right. You're so cute. You're so cute. Oh my goodness. Dogs are the best. Dogs are the best. Popo, no. Don't get mad. Don't get mad. Do you want to come up here? Do you want to come up here? Come on. Pick up. Pick up. No. We're not going to get in a fight while we're up here. We're not going to get in a fight while we're up here, buddy. Popo, this is Poe Dameron. Who? Give me a player for the Red Sox and the Cardinals. Can you do that? Can you give me a Red Sox Cardinal? Can you do it? No, he doesn't know. Well, let's fill in. All right, let's get down because I can't type with you. There you go. Let's do this. Let's go ahead. I just want to use strawberry. Just because I want to use straw. Pretty high, I know. Dodgers, St. Louis. That is not Miguel, or is not Albert Pujols. Pedro Guerrero. Like Eddie Guerrero. Gotta say it like that. Oh, that probably would have been a good 30-plus home run season, too. 30-plus home run for the Dodgers. Gadu Piazza. Garvey. I'm not gonna put Steve Garvey. Fuck Steve Garvey. I don't think Ron Say had that kind of power. Trying to think of the outfielders. Like in those late 80s Dodgers team. Who were the outfielders? Gibson when he could walk. Brett Butler didn't have power. Like Steve Sachs obviously didn't have power. Greg Brock didn't have 30 home run power. Steve Yeager, I don't think, had that kind of power. Tracy Woodson. Or no, that's the sideline reporter. Tracy. There was some third baseman named Tracy something, and I don't remember who it was. Did Campy have that kind of power? We already saw him earlier today. Jackie. All right. Just because have a very impatient dog here. We're going to go Piazza. I'm hoping this isn't the number one answer. Not even close. All right. And then St. Louis and Boston. Come on. Grievous. Gat. Go. Go. I will get to you in a minute. We're getting there. Just chill. Boston. I want to come up with a good name here. Stay away. Go. I will play with you in a minute. Go back. I guess let's think of some. Did Tom Brunansky play here in St. Louis at any point? I think I'm thinking of Andy Van Slyke in right, not Bruno for the Cardinals. Oh, I could have. No, I guess not. Tom Niedenfuer couldn't have gone there. He was with the Dodgers. He gave up the home runs to the Cardinals. Let's see. Carlos Quintana. Carmelo Martinez. Ooh, will Carmelo Martinez play here? Carmelo with the Red Sox. I might be thinking of Carlos Quintana. No, stay over there. I will get to you. You have to be patient. Stay. Can you go down? Down. 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 Good boy. You stay. Oh my God. I thought shepherds were supposed to be smart. And he's back up. We're gonna have to do it. We're gonna have to do it. Fuck him. All right. We got all 8, or we got all 9. Did we get a number 1? I'm not sure. Most popular. Hello. What? There's nothing. Let's see. The hardest one was the one that I struggled on, even though I'm sure there's how many answers? 181. Let's see if I reload that. Is that gonna? No, it's not gonna show me at all. All right. Well, we don't know if we got a number 1. I'm sure that we did. Probably. No. Oh, something's going on. I scored a 0 here. Let's clip that because I'm going to say that's the best I've ever done. 0. All right. Well, that's it. We did it. Not a great day. I will say we failed on starting 9, but we had a good time. Had by all. Well, at least by me. We'll be back on Friday. I have to go play with this dog that's going to tackle me otherwise. Play again on Friday. Mets game starts in like 15 minutes. So that's going to be at least entertaining for an hour until I flip it off because I'm frustrated because they suck. Yeah, but that's it. Thanks for watching. Watch baseball, stay hydrated, be good to each other, and see you later.